As presenting sponsors of Valparaiso Goes Red, it's really wonderful to see this community join together in its fight of heart disease against women. Heart disease can attack anyone, anywhere. We know that heart disease is the number one killer of women, but did you know that more women die of heart disease and cardiovascular disease than all 5 causes of death combined? Cardiovascular disease claims the lives of more than 460 women every year. That's nearly 1 death per minute.
I became involved with Go Red for Women a couple of years ago. As a registered nurse, I worked in the critical care divisions and the cardiac units in the hospital, and I've seen firsthand the impact of heart disease on women, and the fact is they are unaware of their signs and symptoms of heart disease, or they simply ignore them. They will go until the very last minute. They come into the hospital, and unfortunately, women are dying because they do not know their signs and symptoms of an impending heart attack, just to say the least. And that's why you're here today, because education is, I would say, not as key, it's the first step into preventing heart disease. It's the first step into preventing heart disease. You need to walk away from here today feeling empowered to take control of your life, take control of your heart health, and share that with others.
And you can see that really, since about 1985, more women than men die of heart disease. Those are just the facts. Fortunately, since the year 2000, heart disease, cardiovascular disease mortality is decreasing for both men and women. So that's really the good news. When women have been surveyed, and women have been surveyed since the late 90s, since 1997, about what the leading cause of death in women is, and in 1997, only 30% of women knew that it was heart disease. Fortunately, in 2006, about 55% of women know that their leading cause of death is heart disease. And another key point, though, is that cardiovascular disease is 80% preventable. And it's preventable by knowing your risk factors and taking action to reduce your risk. In fact, we heard about the 2010 impact goal for the American Heart Association to reduce deaths by 25%. We're there. We reached that. In fact, deaths, we saw that on those graphs, that deaths from cardiovascular disease are declining. The 2020 impact goal, though, is focused on preventing risk factors, actually preventing hypertension, preventing hypercholesterolemia. You know, obviously preventing smoking, but preventing obesity, preventing diabetes, and all the risk factors for cardiovascular disease. And that's where we need to be today.
In our 40s, we're all, you know, those of us that are 40-ish, are kind of busy. We're busy raising our families, we're busy working, and that's what happened to me. I got busy, and then I kept thinking, oh, it's just because I'm stressed out, it's just because I'm busy, it's just because I'm working a lot. And a lot of fatigue followed, excessive fatigue. And so when I finally went and got checked, you know, my doctor told me that I'd have to have a heart valve repair replacement, it all kind of made sense. And I had that in July, and by August, I was with my dance team in Florida, and my girls danced at Disney, and I outwalked my husband at Epcot, and he said, "What is with you?" And I said, "I feel like I have the energy of like a 4-year-old boy, you know, I'm like, you know, running around this place." And I said, "I never have not been tired as long as I can remember." So I guess my message for everybody here is to listen to your body, women especially, because I think a lot of times we put ourselves last, we put our children first, we put our jobs first, we don't listen to what our body's telling us, and don't ignore the signals that your body is giving you. You know your body better than anyone else, and when your body's telling you something's wrong, you need to stop and listen to it. That's a really important message.